Alright, you guys, so I want to talk to you a little bit about training goals and how to approach your training goals effectively. Right? Now, a long time ago, I came out with a video about the difference between working out and training. Now, the specific differences between just working out and training is done with intent to reach a specific point, right? Working out really is just the activity of exercise with no clear vision or set strategy or goal. Basically, you're just winging it. So now if you're a goal-oriented person and you want to make every minute of your training session count, right? You don't want to just be doing stuff just to be doing stuff. And you want to have a training program. You want to train, right? So let's talk about training. Now, before I get into that, if you have weight loss as a training goal, let me just tell you, weight loss is not a training goal. That is a nutrition goal, right? Because the most effective way to actually lose weight is to have a diet that facilitates that. If you have a terrible diet, it doesn't matter how hard you train, you're not really going to lose weight the way you want to. Okay, that's just, you can't really work around a bad diet. Just can't do it, right? So weight loss is a nutrition goal, not a training goal. So you don't need to go in the gym and do hours of cardio. Please don't do that. Okay? That's not even a thing that you need to do for body recomposition. Okay, so just don't go in the gym with training for weight loss in mind. Don't do that. Okay? When you pick a training goal, you want to think in terms of fitness level, right? And fitness is a measure of how well you move, right? It's a measure of movement efficiency. Okay, movement can be how fast you move, how long you can move for, and how much weight you can move, etc. Right? It's all movement. All right. So a good training goal or fitness goal would be something like to build muscle, to build strength, to develop speed, to develop agility, things like this. Okay. Typically, people go into the gym and they train because they want to gain strength, but they also want to change the way they look. Now we're talking about body recomposition and aesthetics, right? And that's cool too. So next one I want to talk to you guys about is how you would go about that. What are the phases of what a workout should look like? A given training session. What does that look like really? So typically in a training session, or at least the way I've known it to be the most effective, is there are 4 phases of a training session, and even a training program to begin with, right? But let's talk about training session. 4 phases. Number 1 is going to be preparation. This can be stretching, some type of dynamic warm-up, mobility drills, things like that. Something to warm up the body, increase blood flow, get your nervous system prepped to perform a specific movement, right? So, if you are, a sprinter, you run track and field, right? You may want to do things where you loosen up the hips. You may want to do some type of jumping or jogging in place, or, running high knee drills, speed ladder drills, things like that, to warm up, right? Whatever the case may be, right? Flexibility, stability, things like that. Just prepping the body to engage in a specific type of exercise. Now, number 2 is going to be the primary work, right? The primary exercises, right? Primary exercises, again, could be, let's say, if you're powerlifting or something like that, right? And today is squat day, right? Because you're training your squat. And obviously the primary movement would be your squat, like maybe a barbell back squat or something like that. Then there would be the accessory exercises, and that would be the things that complement and improve your primary lift. So if you were squatting, your accessory exercises would be something that directly improve your squat. This can be something like if you were doing a back squat, you may want to do a front-loaded squat, right, to improve posture, or barbell hip bridges to improve glute activation, right, so you can get more power from the hips as far as hip extension, things like that. Or maybe your quads are weak, so you want to do things like walking lunges or a heavy leg press, things like that. So that's like the type of accessory exercises. This also includes core exercises, whether it be sit-ups, hanging leg raises, whatever the case is. The fourth and final phase is going to be the cool down. This is where you de-stress the body. Okay, so this can be yoga, it can be stretching, this can be foam rolling or any type of myofascial release, right? Basically just getting the tension and the stress out of the muscles, right? Getting that massage in there, calming it down, getting that blood flow, lengthening the muscle tissues, things like that, reducing the stress from the workout. Okay. This can even be meditation or breathing exercises. So when you put all of this together, what it looks like is a bell curve. Okay. So the preparation gets you in gear to that upward climb, and then you hit your peak intensity with your primary exercises, right? And then you get into your accessory exercises, and then as you go through your accessory exercises, that intensity comes down, and then that cool down really takes the intensity down and leads you out of your workout. Okay? So that bell curve is extremely important, because when you follow that bell curve, this is way more likely to get you results, because you're balancing out your catabolic and anabolic phases, right? You're balancing out your stress and recovery. Okay, because when you work out intensely, you're really stressing the body. So you really need that recovery on the other side. A lot of people go to the gym and they just stress. And the stress just goes on for way too long and leads to things like injuries and overtraining, right? So eventually you end up doing something like your IT band hurts, your knee hurts, whatever the case is, you slip a disc in your back or something like that. You get adrenal fatigue or something, you're just tired, shot, no energy, no motivation, you start skipping days at the gym, etc., right? And things go off the rails. So to avoid that, you want to have the proper bell curve, right? Just as a way to manage the stress levels in the body and give your body enough recovery time to actually grow and improve. Okay, so all of this requires a training program, not just winging it, just working out, right? So now, this bell curve not only just applies to a specific workout, but it also applies to your workouts throughout the week and throughout the month and even throughout the year, right? Because a training program goes on for, a series of weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and even 12 weeks, right? And so that brings me to microcycles, mesocycles, and macrocycles, okay? So microcycles are going to be the exercises and reps and things that you do within a given training session. Your mesocycle is going to be what your training program looks like on a weekly basis and even a monthly basis. The macrocycle is going to be what your training programs look like on a yearly basis, right? So it's a scale of what we're looking at, right? So you can really zoom in and see exactly what it looks like day to day, and we can zoom out and see what it looks like month to month and even for the entire year. So I'm not going to complicate it anymore. That's pretty much it. I'll provide a written version of this as well, so that you can refer back to that and scroll through the subheadings and get additional information and everything in there, because there's a lot more to this than what I feel like putting in this video, because if I was to go through all the details of it, this video would be like at least a half an hour long. Right? So I'm going to spare you that. So definitely check out the written article. Head over to tribenoir.tv. You'll see all of my other written articles and things there. And if you want to work with me specifically, you want to follow my training routines and my training programs, you can become a member at tribenoir.com and get access to the micro, meso, and macro cycles that I offer there, as well as my nutrition plans. So, having said that, I'll catch you guys in the next video.